Welcome to the Roads We've Traveled, episode 18. My name is AJ Pelletier. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be doing a little something different today. We're going to do round table talk today with some of my friends that I game with and from the scene and some people that have already been on this podcast before already. We got another one that's going to be joining in very soon, but let's introduce our guest today. We have returning guest, Mr. Doug Lennington from Fear the Masses. What's up, Doug?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. You?
Can't complain. A little tired, a little heat exhausted still, but still hanging in there.
We also have Josh Moore from all the way back from episode 1, lead singer of Fear the Masses. What's up, buddy?
I forgot I was the first episode until you just said that.
OG.
God damn.
Yeah, you're also the one that helped me think of a title for this podcast.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I did not know that little bit of information.
And we have my good buddy, Jeff. What's going on, Jeff?
Hey.
Can you pronounce your last name? Because I'm afraid I'm going to butcher it.
Just Coughlin.
Coughlin.
Fine.
Thank you.
That's pretty easy.
Jeff Coughlin. All right. Jeff has never been on the podcast before. Oh, look who's joining now. Just in time for introductions. This should be interesting.
Yeah.
He's going to be like having grandma on. Do you guys know what button I push to make the audio?
That's funny. That is fucking funny.
Let's see. I don't see a mic or a camera on his icon, so this should be good.
He'll get it.
Oh, I see a mic. I'm so editing all this out.
It'll be like, welcome to the roads we traveled. So anyway, like everybody's going to be in a different position.
Oh, no. Oh, damn.
Nope.
Hold on.
I don't know if you should edit this out.
Yeah, this is
Give me a second.
All right, Grandma, there's a little picture of what looks like a VHS.
The shit I don't want to hear from you.
Are you wearing a scarf?
Oh, my fucking God.
I love it. I love
I
it.
got grilled
You
on
have
Saturday
no
about
idea
that.
of how funny that is,
Bro,
AJ.
You Astaroth cosplaying son of a bitch. It's a fucking mess.
Oh, I got one of those too. I just don't wear it in my house.
I'm just outside making fucking dinner, dicks. Oh, my
What, the
God.
rest of the neighborhood?
And welcome our last guest, Mr. Jonathan Evans of Fear the Masses. You came just in time for the fucking intro.
Happy to be here. Great.
That is fucking
I
hilarious.
choked down dinner for that.
So welcome, guys. How's everyone doing today?
John, you want to take that one? Oh, no, he doesn't have his headphones in.
How's everyone doing today, John? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm a little sore from the show on Saturday, but I had a really great time, and yeah, I've been popping a couple Tylenol. I feel pretty good. I'm just sore. I'm not as young as I used to be. Can't headbang for as long as I used to.
How old are you?
The youngest
right.
one here. That's the
All of a sudden, the call has ended.
The youngest one here.
By far, I'm 29.
Well, I got news for you. It's all downhill from there.
It's only going to get worse.
It's only going to get worse. I'm 33, and I'm more fucking disabled than you are. So,
Dude, you know what the worst part is? You know when I knew it was starting to go downhill is when I knew it was going to rain, and I already hurt.
I don't know if everything is pointing in the camera the same direction or the screens, but that guy down there in that corner, he knows when it's going to rain too.
I sure do.
I don't know if all your squares are the same as mine, but
no, but
answer is yes.
I'll work it around in editing. So.
The answer is yes. Yes, I do.
you got to do bad editing too, like cut, like all of a sudden, like cut around it and just go.
I'll go to Jeff all of a sudden, and then wait, what?
Who, me?
So where'd you guys play last night?
Wait a minute, you didn't even ask how Jeff is doing.
I did
Yeah.
ask Jeff.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Way
I
to-
said,
way
Jeff,
to be
how
part of
are
the
you?
conversation,
What did he
dog.
say? Good.
Yeah, he literally, I think that's exactly what happened. He said like, yeah, good.
And then all of a sudden, we saw John trying to join the fucking
Oh,
chat,
that's
and we're all
right,
just
yeah.
laughing the whole time.
So
Sorry.
glad I could be a form of
Pretty
entertainment.
much sums it up.
I'm sorry, Jeff. Did I forget to ask you how you're doing? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I am.
All right, that's enough out of you.
Yeah, cut
Okay,
to Josh.
thanks, Just go back in my corner.
So these are the group of guys that I usually stream with, the JR Buckle Gaming Crew, as Doug has called it. Yeah, everybody pretty much for the most part streams on their own. Clumduddle is Doug. We got Josh, who's FTM Josh on Twitch, and we got Savage, who's Jonathan. I forget the last 6 numbers of your fucking tagline because they're so
It's like
goddamn confusing.
1525 something.
So that's the thing, is that it's so bad for marketing, but it's the numbers that have encompassed me as a person. 13 is for Friday the 13th. It has, if like, I don't know if you're putting
That's the
video
first thing
in,
I was thinking. when I
I'll
when I
zoom
heard
in
it.
on editing.
but it's
Yeah.
I got Anubis on this side, I got a Day of the Dead Girl on this side, so it's all about Friday the 13th is my whole left arm.
Yeah.
21 is the fact that I'll only ever drink and gamble. It's the only 2 things I'll do that are regulated by age, and that both falls at 21. And 51 on my right arm is for outer space, the Area 51, and stuff like that. So it's numbers that actually mean something. But whenever somebody reads it back, like, is your email blah 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 132151
Niner.
Niner.
upside down W
Was there a 9er in there?
question mark asterisk?
So
Third
13
place trophy.
Savage 13 21 51. Got it.
Now that he
Correct.
explains it, I probably will never forget it.
I probably will. That's just me, so-
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry, John. We're not trying to rip on you or anything.
Oh
I just
my God! No, listen. Anytime anybody from Fear the Masses is involved, I am just the shit end of all jokes.
True.
we all are the shit end of all
I was
jokes.
gonna say, and sometimes we team up and we both get the shit end.
Have you seen how tall Doug is? It's fucking hilarious.
At
No,
least this
Doug-
big.
Doug opens his mouth, and we just look at him like, "No, go ahead, show your work."
for our
Oh, you
audio
worked.
for our
Yeah,
audio
yeah.
listeners, John was just looking down. So,
that-
so you guys had a show last night up in New Hampshire. How'd that go?
Okay, so technically it went really well. I think we've been coming together a lot over the last. I think I've been in the band coming up on 2 years now, and we keep getting better and better every time we practice. We have certain stops in certain songs that are just getting tighter and tighter. We've got certain riffs in certain songs that are just getting better and better. I warped my China cymbal on the very first song, so I didn't feel like I did as great as I could have. But overall, I think our performances, and I'm going over the footage, I just uploaded it to my computer, and I'm kind of piecing through it so I can start making videos and promos and whatnot for our Instagram and whatnot. But it looks like it went really well. The rest of the show went great. I think we did really great. It was, in my opinion, one of our best shows.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. And the feedback we got was insane. So I couldn't be happier because everyone in the band feels the same way as I do as far as that's concerned. We're there for the fans. We're not there to stroke our own fucking egos. And so when the fans are like, yo, that was fucking epic, blah, 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 like when they're in it, then all the more, like, it just makes us all the more happy and just want to get back out and do it again.
Yeah, I'm on that same point where my kind of gauge of how things goes, and you and I, all of us have talked about it who have performed together. I don't know if you performed, Jeff, so please forgive me if you are a musician or not. I'm not aware.
Yeah, he
But,
is, but we'll wait. We'll bring him in a second.
I was trying. My whole gauge, my whole gauge of everything is that if you can at least start with the number of people in the room and end with the same number, okay, you didn't do terrible, but what could you have done better? If you start on the stage and when you're done playing, the sound guy's looking at you like, then it's like, all right, we got to figure out like what happened here. Why didn't we draw the attention of the people? Why weren't people coming and checking it out? Why weren't they involved? And I use that metric for any band too. Like if I hear something that really just sticks out to me and I want to go see it, like I'm going to do that. And other people do that too. So it was one of those days. It was just hot. It was very, very warm that day. As Josh said, I think you said your head ball sweat
Yes.
was the color of the day.
Accurate.
Two beads of
Exactly what
sweat
happened.
racing from my shoulder blades to my ass crack.
But no, it was
For real.
really good. I mean, I don't mean to hog the mic here, but everybody was safe. Everybody followed the rules.
I was just gonna ask, like,
Yeah,
how
it was
was it
awesome.
with the restrictions?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. I was just gonna ask. Could you shut the fuck up?
Ah.
He can mute me at any time. I've been on enough
Good.
Zoom calls.
Zoom call.
So everybody was keeping up the social distance. Everyone was wearing.
Yeah,
masks. So
for
that's-
sure.
that's good to
Exceptionally
hear.
well too.
That's good. That's good to hear.
I know
Even
there was
other
a
people
lot.
were not just the staff going, hey, like someone sees somebody and go, and you'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and even when a car would come down or like people would come down that you didn't really recognize, if for some reason your mask like fell a little bit, everybody's pulling, like everybody stayed on point. Everybody kept their masks up. Everybody stayed their distance. It was excellent. Everybody did a great job.
Good. Awesome to hear.
Hey,
Yeah.
but it's gonna bother me real quick. Just out of curiosity, do you hear me?
Not anymore.
Are you saying something?
Okay, so it's crazy. So my Logitechs, my headsets have a microphone, and it says it's coming through my Realtek, but it doesn't. Apparently, when this is
It
up, it
sounds
didn't matter.
very staticky now.
See, on my end, you sound perfect.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But
Oh.
all right. Well, now it's gone. Okay. Weird.
I don't know.
And it's gone.
I don't know. It's definitely not my fucking mic. I mean, my wire or whatever. Oh, Christ. We'll talk about this later. This Xbox, fix your shit. This is disgusting.
What is that? A splitter?
No, it's the thing that goes in the bottom of your controller. And actually, no, it's Logitech. Logitech, fix your shit. It literally goes in here, and every time we're trying to make a play or something like that on Call of Duty, all you hear is red building.
Well, they're going for realism, right? I mean, it's Call of Duty, right? That's all you hear anyway.
But yeah, as far as that show was, I know there was a lot of controversy leading up to that show, and even I was blown away. There were waivers, there were things to sign. They checked your temperature. There were stations, like multiple stations, where they had hand sanitizer and Lysol wipes, and like Doug said, everybody was on the ball when it came to the masks. If you weren't in your site, somebody was walking around like, hey, keep that up. Keep that. It was it threw me off how well put together it was. And I don't mean that as a shot. I mean that I thought it would be put together well. I didn't think it would be put together that well.
Was it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Cool.
It was held at a 25-acre campground.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
How many performers? How many bands?
What was it, like 22?
17.
Oh, 17?
No,
They
they
did.
they dropped 7.
Yeah, they ended up dropping 7. It started at 23. It ended up
Oh, okay,
at
yeah.
17.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good number, man.
Mm.
So good audience.
Yeah,
Great.
man.
Great.
Very
Everybody
good.
was good. Everybody was eager to get out there and just hear some live music, and the bands are exceptional. There's some new bands that I can't wait to see again.
Not even kidding. I stood stage right to a drummer who was the very last band that went on that night. And I stood there next to 3 other drummers, and we were just, you couldn't do anything but laugh at it. It was that good. He was that smooth. We're just looking like, did no, dude, like grab somebody else. Like, look at this. Did you see?
He really was. He was exceptional. That whole band, though, Eminent is a fucking phenomenal band. They are fucking tight as all hell.
So where
just
did this take
excellent
place?
band.
Was it in Connecticut or was it?
It was in New
It's
Hampshire.
Allenstown, New Hampshire.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
It was a nice
haven't.
little drive, but it wasn't a bad drive. It was a pretty straight shot.
Coming home was annoying because
For
395 South never fucking ends.
It's such a boring ass road. It could not be a more boring fucking
Like could
line
have had
of
traffic, I
highway.
guess.
That would have made it exciting, at least.
Oh, all right.
Nothing was more exciting than trying to get to your house on, what was it, Tuesday night, Doug?
Oh yeah, I have no
Oh
idea.
my God!
But yeah.
I traveled down 17 to 77 to try to get to his house, and about 8 miles into this one lane road, there's a tree and it blocked it off, and there's no other roads to get around. So I
forgot
had to
about
travel
that, yeah.
all the way back and take 79 to the junction of 80, and you're sitting me just seeing me chew on my steering wheel like, cocksucker, you motherfucker.
That's why you were so mad during Soul Calibur.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah,
almost
sure.
snapped my fucking
Yep,
controller.
that's
sure.
what it was.
Goddamn
So,
awful
I-
online lag.
I hope you don't mind me asking questions about this. I'm curious. Do you
Not at
guys pre-COVID, do you guys play a lot in Connecticut, or are you mostly doing like these big shows like this?
We split it, so it's
Yeah.
pretty much anything. Like, we don't really turn down a lot of shows, to be honest. Anything we turn down is usually because of family stuff. Like, if like Doug has a daughter, so if he's got to do stuff with his daughter, if John has to be out of fucking state, then he's out of state. But outside of that, we'll play Cherry Street, and then we'll go and play the Webster. Like, we don't really have like
I've seen you guys play both Cherry Street and Webster.
yeah, we don't have like a limit to what we'll do.
I will
I
say
guess
that
is the best way to say it.
in the band, what I enjoy about any musician is just the willingness to play. I've been playing guitar for 20 years, and I personally don't care how good you are on your instrument per se. It's your attitude. And to me, your attitude makes a good musician. So like when I meet somebody like AJ and getting to know everybody else, like when it's just the attitude, when the positivity is there, the willingness to play, to teach and whatever. I mean, I'm not the best guitarist out there by any means. And so it's about that, I don't know, that willingness and drive to play and just being good about it, positive.
Yeah,
about it, I should say.
I've said, AJ's heard me say this a number of times. There is so much talent in just Connecticut alone. Again, we have to think about our community. There's so much talent, and when I say talent, all flavors of music. AJ will vouch for me. If I'm not playing, I'm always out every weekend seeing bands play.
Yeah.
And from every genre. Doesn't matter if it's metal, doesn't matter if it's rap. There's so much talent, and I'm not as big of a fan about country, but there are some really good country bands in Connecticut as well, and I go out and see them when I can. It's
Well, Jeff is in a band called Jimmy and the Hat Tricks, and you've been in a few other projects as well too. As the Path was one of them, and that's how I met you, was through my old drummer Mark, who is the drummer for the Path. So that's how we know each other. But yeah,
actually, when I met you, you were playing at the Webster.
Oh yeah. It
Yeah.
Mark was still in the band at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yeah.
And I don't think you guys were playing there that day, but I have seen you guys play at the Webster before.
Yeah, that was like our second home because we were constantly fucking playing there. So.
Funnily enough, AJ introduced me to you guys, which was kind of cool. And,
Nice, man. Yeah.
Again, there's just so much amazing talent. I remember my first question to him, I was like, why aren't these guys, signed with a big label?
It sounds like Knob. Knob says the
Right.
same thing. Knob says that shit all the time. Like, why isn't Fear the Masses signed? Why isn't,
Hey man, anybody listening wants to hook that up, we will happily talk to you.
I don't know.
Listen to these guys.
I think just let's get our music out there. You don't necessarily have to be signed.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but
I know that the whole signing thing is a whole debate unto itself, and we could probably talk for 2 hours on just that.
If I may ask, and
it's
it's just not to direct away. Well, it is to direct away from FTM, and that's like, what are you working on, Jeff? If I may, AJ, I don't want to take your.
This is a round table talk. Go ahead.
Because I'm going to ask you next, AJ. You're up to bat next. You better get your glove on.
So I've never done everything I've done is all cover bands. I've never done the original music. I thought about it, tried it back in '97, and it's a tough market to get into. And to be honest with you, I probably should have stuck with it back then because it's only gotten worse since then. But whatever, that's it's a whole topic to itself. But yeah, so I just do cover music, and I finally just got to the point where I made a personal decision. I said, you know what? I love music so much. I just want to play and have fun, and that's the road I chose. So with the band that I'm in 2 bands right now, and with the one that he's talking about, Jimmy and the Hat Tricks, we do a lot of clubs and stuff. We do more of top 40. The other band I'm in, the Path, we do more of hard rock. Not hard rock like what you're doing, more of like
Alternative rock.
Yeah. But with Jimmy and the Hat Tricks, we do a lot of top 40. We do a lot of weddings. We did a wedding last weekend.
Oh, nice.
That was interesting.
For a friend of mine too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I like the way you put that.
I didn't.
That
I had
was,
no idea you were even doing that wedding. Like, I can't believe how many people I knew were at that wedding, and I wasn't, because like I grew up with this girl, but like we're not really that close anymore. But like, you know,
Yeah.
but like
I don't want to.
yeah.
I don't want to say her name because I don't know if we should say
Yeah.
that.
No.
since we're
I'm
recording,
not gonna mention it. But it was just like you came out of the wood, like, oh, how do you know this person? I'm like, how the fuck do you know her? Oh, I just played her wedding, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, fucking small
Dude,
world.
I'll say one thing. She was a lot of fun. She was a lot of. If she sees this, she was amazing. So much different because every wedding you do, everyone's different. Some people are very formal and stuff like that. She was just. Let me put it this way. There were people there, you get the older people that are at a wedding and stuff like that. They want to slow down, so we make sure we get those kind of songs in and stuff like that. She was just like, "Fuck this shit, let's party!"
yeah. That sounds like her.
She's doing shots and stuff. We're like, okay, we haven't even started the cocktail hour, but yeah, let's party.
It's 8 o'clock and she's hammered.
Yeah.
Yep.
And well, okay. So actually, can I bring up a topic about? Do you guys, AJ, are you okay about talking about the preparedness, things that go behind the scenes that people don't know about?
Like what?
Well, I mean, for us for weddings, there's what people don't understand is, and this isn't a complaint. This is just shows the dedication and appreciation we have as musicians. Is when they see us there at a wedding, they may only see us there 6-7 hours. It's a 12-hour day for us.
I wish people knew that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of preparation, and weddings is a whole thing into itself. I'm not talking about all the stuff that goes in behind that, but even just when we're doing rock shows, there's a lot that goes behind there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not complaining at all. It just shows the love and dedication we have as musicians. When you guys are touring and you're going up to New Hampshire, there's a lot of, just the traveling up there alone is work, but you got to do, I don't know what you guys do for the show, but I'm assuming the sound check and everything like that. There's a lot involved, and you can't cross some people's toes, and a lot of that comes in with experience.
I think the term you're
I
looking
run
for,
sound for a lot of bands myself, and I know what it's like running sound.
I think the term you're looking for is logistics and patience.
A lot of patience.
To put into context, I think the one that I usually use is last year we played at the Fett Music Hall in Providence, Rhode Island, and we played for Puddle of Mud. And we were there for load-in at, I think check-in was at 9 a.m. I think we played at 7 p.m. And then the main band, Puddle of Mud finished at, I think it was just about midnight. So we drove an hour, for me it was about an hour, 10 hour, 15 minutes from my house all the way out there, set up my drums, maintained the tuning on the drums, kept everything going. We had, we went out, we had enough time to eat twice. We went out, we watched other bands, we kept hydrated, we kept our gear in tune, we mingled with other people, we made friends, we made fans, we mingled with other bands. We were out there, like I said, we were out there for maybe 10 hours before we even started moving our instruments towards the stage.
It's usually how it goes for shows like that, because, they tell you to load in at a certain hour, then sound check, stuff like that, square up with ticket sales. Stuff like that, because it was the same for us whenever we play like the Webster or the Palladium or whatever like that. We'd have to get there like stupid early, load in, and then do nothing for hours before we actually play.
It's kind of
Jeff,
like,
people, this is the stuff behind the scenes you don't know about.
That's Jeff's point, is that
Right.
you come in, you see us, you wonder why it's a $30 ticket sale sometimes, but you see us for 28 minutes. So that's the part that I didn't say, is we were there for 10 hours before we even got to start our 28-minute set, and sometimes it's even 25.
Yeah.
But you
And
see us for 28 minutes.
A lot of time too, you want to go hang out with friends too that are there to support you, like especially as a vocalist. Your vocals are your instrument. I would love to fucking have drinks with friends and everything and bullshit, but I need to be sober for my
It's a very good point. And you got to take care of your voice.
Exactly. I need to take care of my voice.
You can't be yelling over bands for the previous 10 hours, being like, "Hey guys, how's it going? God, just
I'm sure
you."
I'm sure you did this as well. So I'm a vocalist. I'm sure you did this as well, AJ. I learned that the hard way, like the first couple shows. You don't know the first time you go out. I mean, you go out
I'm
and
the
hang out with your
only
friends
guy
and
here that
you're
doesn't do
screaming and-
vocals.
accurate.
Oh, go ahead, Jeff. You were saying.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, I
So
don't
you
really
blow
either,
your voice
John.
and
To
you
be
don't
fair,
realize it.
I kind of just bullshit my way through it.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest.
But if you look at him, he's always
It's all for show.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, alcohol really dries out my vocal cords.
I'm good with alcohol. I'm not good with beer. Beer for what I don't know if it's the yeast or whatever the fuck, but beer fucks my throat up.
Mm,
I'll be 2 songs deep and all of a sudden I can't do anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
guess everybody's
especially in
different.
our music, it's like I fucking like I scream, I rap, and I sing. So it's like I have to be able to change my voice a lot during our set. So it's if I don't have one of those things, it all of a sudden now like half of our songs are like a problem.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of bullshit my way through it if I do. So that's why like beer I can't really do before shows, and I just like I've come to terms with that like 10 years ago. So like the one thing that I usually will drink is like a whiskey sour because I don't know
Yep.
why, but the sour mix makes my throat feel fine.
Yeah,
So-
I know that one real well.
That works.
Josh, you need one? Yeah, I already know what it is. I don't even have to ask. I got you, brother.
So
Yeah, and
I,
go ahead.
I can do beer because I'm singing minimum 3 hours in a night, and I can do beer, but I'll pace it out 1 or 2 a
Right.
night. And what I used to do is I would never drink alcohol at all for the exact reasons that AJ said. It's like I need to be sober. But I was doing a gig once, probably about 5 years ago, and someone, sometimes people buy you. You're playing a bar, right? And someone will buy you a beer, and you're like, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah, Josh.
All of a sudden, I found out the carbs, the sugars, kind of
about the
pick me back up. So that for me, I will allow myself to have 1 or 2, throughout the night. And I don't know, it's me, but I totally know what you mean though, because I've talked to many vocalists that just can't. They drink beer and
Yeah.
especially if you're a screamer.
Yeah, I don't
wish could
understand
scream
what
like
it is
that.
about beer, man. I don't know. Like I said, my guess is it's like the yeast that's in
Yeah.
it. But whatever the fuck it is, man, it is
Could be the carbonation too.
Yeah,
Who knows,
it's- destructive on my throat.
Yeah.
Another
I
fun thing that people don't hear about with vocalists is what do we do when we're sick? We can't just not perform.
can't talk.
Right.
Can't talk.
Yep, can't talk. We got to do the and everybody's different. The tea with lemon or
Mhm.
honey or whatever your thing is.
I had this spray for a little while. It almost tasted like maple syrup as it fucking went in, but like I don't know if it really helped or anything, but like there were times where I definitely was sick and like I felt bad because like people would come up and try talking to me and I'm like, hands up, I can't really like say anything, and then they would get like all offended and shit. I'm like, no, I legit can't talk right now because
Yeah.
I gotta sing for 2 hours because fucking my guitarist doesn't believe in taking a break. So
up until this band, I was always stone sober. I had a beer. I used to cover for a cover band, as ironic as that is. And I used to have a beer or two, and we would do a 3-hour set, and we with 2 intermissions. And it's like Jeff said. You want to be personal. These guys are having a great time. You played their favorite songs that they just heard on the way to the show on the radio. But either way, and they buy you a beer, and you want to be personal. You want to have that Corona, or you want to have that Budweiser, and it's like for me as a drummer, it's not as detrimental, but some drinks will catch up to you faster depending on how much you ate or how much you drank or this, that, and the other. And one of my bigger fears is, am I going to not be able to perform to my peak potential at this show? And if it's because I fucked that up myself, I'll never forgive myself. If it's because my pedal bends or I break a cymbal, God forbid.
Fold it in half.
There's
like a
that desk
goddamn
knock.
lawn chair.
Fucking, I don't know if you can hear this on mic or on stream or whatnot.
I can hear it.
but
I can hear it.
my thing is I just fucking pound my desk when I get pissed off.
Oh, I've heard it. Especially during your streams too. You're fucking smashing your controller or
Dude,
something.
I
like.
rapped that cymbal. I rapped that cymbal in the middle of the first song, and all I could picture was, God damn it!
Well, so, talking about shows here, like what were some of your worst shows that you've
Oh my
weren't your
God.
best or like or pretty memorable? Like fuck, I really fucked that up.
Oh wait, Are we talking about worst shows as in the band performing, or as in people in the audience doing some weird shit? 'Cause-
Yeah,
Look,
like, what do we-
no,
no, hold on.
about?
Jeff goes first.
Okay.
You brought up an interesting point.
No, I play nightclubs up in Boston. I can't repeat some of those stories.
All right. Well, just
Not here. Maybe
you
off air.
you as a performer, like what stood out as like a really rough night for you?
Let's have them go first. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to?
Mine's easy. Mine was the first For the Massa show ever.
Okay.
And it wasn't because I was bad. It was because I had some kind of stomach bug. And so that day, I spent the whole day puking.
Ooh.
Showed up 20 minutes before we were going on. It was at the Space back in the day. Like,
Oh,
so
yeah,
this
the
was
Space.
12 years ago.
Bummer.
11, 12 years ago. So I'm fucking stomach sick. I tell the guys, hey, look, this is when load in is. Go load in. Go do what you have to do. I'm going to get there before the show, still play this show because it's our first one. I don't want to fucking literally cancel our first ever fucking show. So go do that. I'll be there. My girlfriend at the time has to drive me there. She drives me there. I get out of the car, immediately puke on the ground. Go sound check, go upstairs, puke again, come down the stairs, play the show. I wore the bandana over my face because I was worried about throwing up.
I think I saw pictures of you wearing.
Yeah, how bad that would have been. Just throwing up, you just see a bandana go.
I know. Didn't
Yeah.
the use do that though? That's
Should
Like-
not, but
But like, so literally I spent that whole show holding in puke, and then as soon as I was done performing, right outside, puked again and boogied. Like, I had to go, like,
Yeah.
immediately. It was a rough one.
Sounds to me like you didn't care about the band who was playing. You must
Yeah.
not have liked them.
No, you know it's fucked up. So I booked the fucking show with all of my boys. So it was with the Smirk. It was with Bad Rabbits.
Oh, man.
It was a fucking epic show, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay. I just couldn't.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll just say two words while we transition. I'm a drummer, guys. House kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I
We
mean,
get it.
I'll tell the story.
If you don't understand the meaning of the word house kit, that means it's the actual
house
drum
kid.
It's
Oh,
house kit. Yeah, it's the actual drum
Alright.
set that the
Yeah.
venue has
okay.
for you or somebody lends to you,
So
and
here's your kick
Usually
drum
the
for the
shittiest
night.
snare
it's
ever.
super used. Super
This
used.
is your snare. Okay.
Got a couple
Most people will
sticks.
usually bring
Hold
a
on.
snare. I see a lot of people do that.
Here's your hi hat. And here are your drumsticks.
Yeah. So
Sound like a
try-
tin
try
can.
mixing when you have to work with one of those. That's fun.
Yeah, man. That's
Look,
insane.
I'll tell
Oh,
a
yeah,
story.
I forgot you do sound.
I used to be in a band called
I don't
Hollow.
want to give insult to people that are real sound engineers. I'm not. I pretend to be one. I play one on TV.
Boy.
Do better than I would. I used to be in a band called Hollow many moons ago, about six or so years ago. And we got invited to Opus's birthday bash at Toad's place.
At
And we
Toad's,
were
yeah.
playing the main stage. And I don't necessarily count it as a main stage because the little stage is literally made up of 7 milk crates and some cardboard. So I consider it the only stage, to be honest with you, but we were playing that and they didn't tell me that there was a house kit. So I used the house kit and it was one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. If you do yourself a favor, if you're watching this or listening to this, just type in drummer house kit meme on Google. You will see a plethora of post-apocalyptic drum sets that the venue swears works.
Or you could just kick a barrel, like.
Either kick myself in the
sounds
nuts
good.
repeatedly for 28
Some
minutes.
really good ones. The fucking got your bass drum head held together with some duct tape. I've seen
Yep.
some fucking house kits, bro.
So we go on the set and we get told that it's being audio recorded because Opus likes to
God.
do that. Oh, so I am panicking. So I'm getting everything that I can done. I'm getting, the cymbals. I'm moving everything around so that it more or less meets my needs.
You bring out a tuning key, and the tuning key just like I'm out. I'm done.
Yep.
Tuning key diva.
I wouldn't have risked.
I'm not touching that one.
I wouldn't have risked losing a tuning key over this.
You're like, it won't go on.
Oh, it's because ours is a triangle.
That's awesome.
But so I start midway through, I think maybe the second or third song out of a 6 or 7 song set. I can't get my left drum pedal to work. No, I'm sorry. I can't get my right drum pedal to work. My right is my dominant foot, and my left pedal was the only thing I was able to use, and it's after the slave cylinder and so on and so forth. I looked down, and there was, for you drummers out there, on the bass drum head is a small little pad, and it helps amplify and make certain noises for your kick noise. This was done with duct tape.
Oh my God.
Which would have been okay if the sons of bitches didn't like wrap it around their finger and then put it on.
Yeah, you can hand that right over here, Jeff.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
just right up that way. There you go.
Yeah.
Which
For our audio listeners, Jeff just showed us the most glorious bacon cheeseburger.
Oh
I've ever
fuck,
seen.
that looks like a picture.
I know,
My wife
right?
just made this for me. She just came in. Oh,
Ah,
man,
that's
I gotta meet the pickles too. Damn, this is awesome.
She loves you.
Mustard. Sorry, go on, please. I'm
No
listening.
worries. No, I'm looking at the Krabby Patty you just put on the camera. So, which, like I said, would have been fine, but they wrapped it around their fingers
Yep.
and then put it on the drum, which meant that there was sticky side out. Every time my beater would slam into the head, it would get stuck against the head.
I just
the-
I just heard sticky side out and beater like in the same sentence, and I was just like a little creeped out for a
I'm
second.
you
glad
got a
me and the
little
host-
hard.
I'm glad me and the host of this podcast are right at the same maturity level.
7.
7. Yeah.
So
You're
Wow,
giving them
give-
credit, John.
Yeah, I was
Good.
gonna say,
Good for you. Nice
I mean,
guy you
Because
are.
my math and reading is only at a 5th grade or 5.
I'm only this old. So the head, the beater's getting stuck up against the head. Well, it's just not fucking helping at all.
No,
So
it's
the-
gonna ruin the whole thing. But
The
let's go.
beater's getting stuck up against the head,
Yep.
and I'm doing most of the set with just my left foot. I'm double rolling. I'm doing as many strokes as I can with the left foot.
Go on.
And I had a guy come up to me afterwards. He goes, "What? God damn it, AJ!
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's Doug. I should have
Of course it
known.
was done.
I should have known." So this other drummer comes up to me. He goes, "Hey man, I see you're a right-handed drummer. Are you left foot dominant? That's kind of weird." And I told him, I said, "No, but my right drum pedal, my right drum beater is getting stuck up against the head because of the goddamn tape they put up there." So in the middle of one of the songs, I literally took the beater, didn't loosen it, cranked it so that it was not facing the right way, so it was less sticky as it was punching the head, and continued to play the set that way. That will forever go down as the worst experience I ever had technically, on a technical basis, in music. I'll never forget that. So I have PTSD every time I hear Josh say, "Hey, they're thinking about letting you guys use a house kit." Like,
I always advocate for 0 house kids.
Yeah,
I
A lot
best
of
part about that-
bands do.
Best part about that is that kick drum now has a permanent indent in the head,
Mhm.
and they deserve it. So
I hope you signed it too. You know, like after.
in the indent,
yeah, with gasoline and a lighter.
How else do you sign things?
Does anybody else want to go?
I'll bring something up. I mean, this is just a memorable show for me. I mean, there's all different things throughout history, but this was actually in a band that I was in long before Fear the Masses. I was in a metalcore band called Recursion, and we did very well in New England. We were able to make some headway, but I remember our first show, we played up in Fitchburg, Mass at the university that's there. I forgot the name. It might be University of Fitchburg, but it was their university, and it was a battle of the bands. And we're like, we had this mantra. We're just like, fuck it. We'll play any show at any time, no matter what. So like I played like country shows, and we would just lie. We're just like, yeah, we're a country band. And they're like, oh, okay. And we're like, yeah. And they're like, all right, cool. No,
bed up.
exactly.
All these line dancers are looking confused, like, what the fuck is going on?
So this was like one of those things. It was like an indie rock battle of the bands. So we get up there and we're just like, all right, when we sound check, make it sound indie rock, like just you know what to do. So you know, you play some chord extensions, you play some dissonance, you take it nice and easy and slow. And our singer's like, you know, check 1 2, all that stuff. The drummer's playing a nice simple beat. And then they're like, all right, you guys ready? And we're like, we're ready. And we're like, what the fuck's up, everybody? We're recursion. Boom! And it's like, get ready to fucking move.
I need this
Sound guy
on
just
this
goes
side.
whoop, at all the fucking levels.
I was so nervous at that show because, like, as we're playing and I'm looking at everybody and they just like, they got this look like.
They don't look country.
They let us play the whole set afterwards.
I don't know how that happened.
I'm sure you guys never played there again after that, right?
Not that one, but we've done it many more times. We used to do it all the time. We just go play a show and be like, yeah, we're alternative rock. Sure.
Whatever
We're
you
like,
want to
dun,
believe.
dun, 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 dun. Like, this breakdown is alternative rock if you think it is.
Oh my god. Well, I'll go since Jeff is still eating over here.
Oh, all right.
I got a couple. Well, one that really comes to mind probably. I wouldn't say it was the worst show because we honestly kicked ass that night, but it was what happened before, and I think I talked about it on a previous episode. But it was my interaction with Travis Meeks from Days of the New, and how I almost got into a fight with him at fucking Bleachers.
I remember
one
something
night.
about this.
Yeah. So.
I was there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I was there.
That was
You
a
guys are
bad night,
dick.
man. I
You guys
was.
a fucking dick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
It was a
Sorry.
big.
I didn't
Oh
even
my god.
take over your thing.
All right.
I
So
had no
for
idea.
for anybody listening that doesn't know who Days of the New is,
They're an amazing band. First of all,
they were a one-hit wonder in the '90s. They had a song
Unfortunately.
called "Touch Peel Stand." Look it
I
up.
don't know.
A few hits.
That album was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the only song that comes to mind whenever I think of that band. But
That is-
I don't know who
now
the fuck
more.
they are, so
Yeah.
you're doing
well-
better than me, dude.
But anyway, long story short, my Jeep broke down for like the 100th fucking time, and
Okay,
I was
I
about
forgot
ready
about
to drive that thing off a goddamn cliff. And I had to phone a friend of mine. Shout out to Dom from the Lurch and Dom live broadcast. He was my buddy that drove me to the show that night. So I was already in a fucking pissed off mood. I had all the gear and everything with me. I had the scrims, the merch, whatever, and I was helping Mark, our drummer at the time, load in, and Travis Meeks was in the way, because if you're unfamiliar with Bleachers, I know all you guys have played there, but like there's an island in the middle of the venue that goes from like one end to the bar all the way to the other, and it kind of like loops around.
Oh, I would love to do a circle pit.
And in between the back end where the back door is, there's like, I don't know if there's like a pool table or something in the way over there, but like right next to the island, there's a pool table there, then there's a jukebox, but like all the musicians had to load their gear there. And there's like a narrow walkway between the island and the pool table to get to the stage. So Travis is standing in the fucking middle, talking to his roadie or whatever about something, and I've got Mark's fucking bass drum and over my shoulder. I've got some of his gear in my other hand, and I'm politely like, "Hey, can you move?" And he pretended like he didn't hear me, and then I finally got louder. I'm like, "Hey, can you fucking move?" And he just looks over to me. He's got like a plate of food in his hand as he's talking to the other guy, gives me like the biggest stink eye ever, and just gets out of the fucking way. So like I'm already like, whatever, under my breath. So I go to the stage, I drop Mark's stuff off. Mark's right behind me. And then Travis is coming up to the stage. He starts screaming at his roadie. He says, "They better not fucking touch my fucking shit. If anything fucking breaks, get all my shit off the fucking stage right now. I swear to fucking God, blah, 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 blah." I fucking drop everything. I was so pissed at this point between my car and then dealing with this guy. I cocked my fist back, and I was ready to clock him in the back of the fucking head because I didn't give a fuck. And Mark
Good old rabbit punch.
Yeah, Mark grabbed me. Like, I was, he literally pulled me to the side. He's like, "It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Don't fucking do it." I'm like, "Let me go. Let me fucking go right now. I'm going to knock this motherfucker out. I swear to God." Like, and I saw him talk shit to a fan too, or not talk shit, but like this guy traveled all the way down from like Montreal to see Days of the New play that night. And it was their reunion tour or whatever. And, told Travis, like, I traveled all this way to see you guys play. You guys are awesome, blah, blah, blah. Can I get an autograph? And Travis just looks at him dead in the face. I don't sign autographs. And then he walked off. I was like, wow, what a fucking asshole. Like, what a fucking asshole.
I
And
don't
then-
sign them either, but that's because nobody asks me.
You're lucky if people know who the fuck you are. actually.
Usually the question is, where's your singer? That's usually what I get.
So
Where's
yeah,
the
like,
singer of that last band that played?
Yeah.
so like Mark grabbed me, you know, whatever. I got out of the way, but man, I really wish he let me go because I would have went to jail that night, and it probably would have helped them to run out a lot. You know, so, local band knocks out a famous singer. Like, here's the article right here. Like,
I
check
like
it out.
AJ.
Oh, who's in the red? We should check them out. Like,
Best promotion ever.
that's what I was saying. Like, I would have went to jail that night. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know.
But,
I like calm AJ. He's much nicer.
But yeah, I think it was us and Vespera. We played, and we blew the roof off the fucking place. Everybody loved us. And then Days of the New got on the stage after, and Travis wasn't happy with the sound, and he refused to play, and he walked off stage.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, everybody that paid $20 to see Days of the New play that night did not get to see them play.
Wow, I didn't know that part.
Doug, Josh, if I ever become that much of a cunt, take me out.
All right. Well, last week.
Weird that you mention it.
We lied. This wasn't a podcast. This is an intervention.
Let me put you on speaker for you, John. It's time we had a talk. 45 minutes and 33 seconds later.
Fucking, what is it? The Price is Right just happened in my head. Just like, boom, 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 boom.
I did want to bring up one thing though, since we pretty much hijacked this into a music podcast at this point.
Well, we're gonna switch subjects a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
But I did want to bring one thing up that Jeff brought up earlier, which I thought was really great. Is he was talking about like what goes on behind the scenes, and I wanted to bring this up too because I don't think it's also not talked about, and that's like the sound guy, the promoter, the people who work at the venue, the other bands that you interact with. Like if you think about yesterday, like we just show up as a band to play at a certain time. We meet our obligation, but the person at the gate and the next person at the gate and the person checking the gear and the 3 guys doing security and all these other people that are involved not only interact with the 5 members of Fear the Masses, but they interact with all the number of band members from all the other bands and anyone they bring along. And there's so much different personalities to deal with. And like yesterday, there was 2 sound guys because there was 2 stages, and each stage had a stage manager, and then each stage had like 2 or 3 people under them. Like, I just want to bring that up too, that there's a lot that goes on that everybody interacts with that I just thought would be nice and important to bring out, that it's not just the bands that work hard. It's everybody who's involved in the entire place that works just as hard too. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Definitely. Before we switch subjects, Jeff, did you have a bad show or anything like that? Because we didn't get to you yet.
He's stalling.
That burger was so good.
It was so good. That was my hit. Dude,
How
she
about
came
the
in with
weather,
that. I knew
Jeff?
she was cooking me a burger, but I didn't know she was going to go all that, man. Maybe it's because she knew I was going to be doing the stream. I should tell her that I'm doing stream every night.
How about that local sports team?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've had bad things happen at shows. You talk about bleachers. Like at one time I was playing there. I remember when it was too, because it's stuff that was going on. And I had laryngitis. And I was doing a show. Scott was working there at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And I remember because I had him come up to sing a couple songs. I was like, dude, I can't sing. So my bassist, this was all last minute. I took steroids. I learned a lot about laryngitis at the time. And my doctor warned me. He's like, hey, this was 2 days before the event. He said, you're going to take these steroids for the laryngitis. He said, you're going to feel better tomorrow. He said, don't sing. You can damage your vocal cords. And he gave me the whole speech about it. So I went and learned all these songs. I had my bassist sing. So he took an acoustic guitar, and I went and learned like a crap ton of songs on bass just for that show. And it went fine. It went fine, but it was, yeah. So anyway, so I'll say one story.
That's unheard of. Like a singer stepping down to play bass because the bass player always gets the shit end of the stick. Like whenever, like
It's because he didn't want to play drums because no one wants to be the drummer.
Yeah,
Accurate. I agree. I'll
All
play
right, so I
bass.
got one.
He's
I got one
like,
story.
please, I'll play bass. Please.
Not to say anything bad about bass players. I got lots of friends who are bass players.
You know the worst part. The worst part about me and my girlfriend splitting up is I became homeless. Drummers, we fucking got nothing. I needed her.
It's funny.
It's like that image that you see, like what was it, the stick figures or whatever, like it was like when you're in a band, vocalist, and then like how many girls they have next to them,
Yeah.
guitarist, how many girls, drummer, maybe like one or two, and then the bass player was like zero. Like
They put like a cat next to
No,
him.
and the drummer has just another dude on the other side.
oh yeah, that's right. It was asking,
Well,
hey, you want to be in a band? Like,
There's always the two jokes. It's always, what do you call a drummer without a girlfriend? Homeless. Or what do you call a drummer that hangs out, a guy that hangs out with a bunch of other musicians, real musicians? A drummer.
You ever see the pictures where they show the bassist and he's with cats, but
Yeah.
the singer has like all the female. Look it
Not
up.
facts.
Look up the memes.
Not facts. Not.
Yeah, I know. I know some bassists that. Yeah, well, I'm a singer. I know.
Dude,
but
no,
yeah,
everyone-
you were saying, Jeff, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I do have one story. I don't think I've ever told anyone this. I mean, a couple people I've told. So I took a more than 10 years off from performing, just quit music. But of course, you can't totally quit. So I ended up filling in with bands, doing shows, stuff like that. You get the itch, you know, you have to do it anyway. So I was filling in for a band, and we're playing. This is the first time I'd ever filled in for a band doing pop stuff, because I always did. I was into the 90s grunge and that kind of stuff. Whatever, you know, we all go through our flavors. And so I was filling for this top 40 band, and I had to learn, you know, Bon Jovi and all this stuff like that, but had a ball. I'm not a confrontational person. I was at this show, and place was packed. It was probably the busiest show I'd ever done. I'm thinking, this is the best thing ever. And we're halfway through the night, maybe, or something like that, and I'm finally getting more confidence. Plus, I don't know anybody. That I'm just filling in for the band. We start this song. We're going in, and all of a sudden, I just tell the band, I'm like, stop. They're all looking at me like, who the fuck are you telling us to stop? And I just go, I look out the audience. I'm like, you. And I said, no, you motherfucker. And all of a sudden, you see people just like split. And I'm like, you never fucking hit a girl.
Wow.
And I look over the bouncers, and the guy just doesn't even say anything. He just comes over, picks up the guy. The guy's like, what did I do? Carries him out, and people start clapping, everything like that. And I just look at the band. They just start playing, and we went on.
That reminds me of the last time I saw Killswitch live. I think was that that Foxwood show with that festival they had. That one time they had that outdoor festival.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck happened up front, but I guess somebody fell over, and like Adam saw this person like take a dive like really hard, and it looked bad in his eyes. So like he told everybody on stage like, "Yo, stop fucking playing," and he was like pointing out to the guy like, "You all right there? You all right? You look, you know," because he thought he fucked up his knee or something, and you know it was just weird seeing that. Like the entire band just stopped like mid song, and like, you know, Adam's like, somebody fucking help that guy over there. I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck's going on over there?
Josh almost did that once, and he told us afterwards. He goes, "Dude, I was this close to diving off this stage and taking this dude out by the ears." And
It was bad.
We told him, we're like,
He was hammered. He was definitely
Do it.
high too. I've seen him pretty much at most of the Fett shows we play. He honestly would come up to us. He's a fan of our music, which is great, man. But yeah, he was hammered and high, and he was trying to mosh, but he just kept falling into people. He was not in control of his body whatsoever, so he kept just backing up and going forward and running into people who weren't there to be in the pit or whatever, and he would fall over. The last time before I literally like put the mic down, and instead I grabbed my water instead of jumping off the stage and fucking just picking him up and throwing him. The last time he literally fell out of the tent because we were playing outside. He fell out of the tent. He was that fucked up. So I was just like, and he drove half of our crowd out because nobody wanted to be in his vicinity because he wasn't in control.
Yeah.
So
I've been in
like,
pits where people kick and other stuff. But anybody who's watching this understand that most shows aren't like that. And I've done
Right.
plenty of pits myself. Most people are actually pretty
pits are very controlled.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
offer each
definitely
other,
like
people fall
to.
down.
And a
I
lot of
definitely
this,
like to put 2 words on that if I can.
Yeah.
I've been out to a lot of shows. I mean, anybody who knows me knows I'm a really big fan of Era, and I've been out to I think maybe 9 of their shows in the last 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, depending on COVID. I've lost a lot of time, the sense of time. The amount of times I've seen people get knocked down in a pit. There's usually every pit that I've been to in the 9 shows, there's always 2 people that run in and hold people back. And there's always 1 or 2 people that dive in and pick the guy up
yeah.
and then pull him out of the pit, and then the pit continues. There's
It-
there's like a code to the pit. It's
exactly.
not the swing pits that you see that you hear a lot about. Those aren't the pits that a lot of people, I don't see those nearly as often as I do.
I've seen them in Massachusetts, and Massachusetts and Connecticut are totally different when it comes to pitting. Like it's definitely like a brotherhood down here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Like for pitting, everybody looks out for each other. But I remember I saw Lamb of God and Kill Switch up in Mass one time with a buddy of mine.
Show.
And oh God, that was a terror. Like they
that was
were
the
on.
show we saw in we saw the same one in Wallingford at the
It was,
Oakdale.
yeah,
Yep.
and Howard was still with the band at the time.
Mhm.
So, but we went up there and like, God, the fucking crowd up there was brutal, man. Like we got literally pushed right up against the gate up in front of the stage, and the air just gets sucked right out of you, like to the point where you're like sweating, you're overheating. My buddy passed out because he couldn't breathe. And I had
Jesus.
to grab him and drag him out of the crowd, and people were like grabbing me from the back of the head, throwing me out of the way. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I finally get my buddy out of there. I get him some water, wake him up a little bit. And my buddy's like, pretty scrawny. He's a little bit shorter than me, but like he can knock a motherfucker out if he wanted to. Like and this is exactly what happened. As soon as he woke up, like he was just pissed, like super pissed. And he was like, I think I'm going to go check out the pit and just like get some of my frustration out or whatever. So like he sees this dude, must be like, I don't know, like 6'2", 6'3" or whatever, like swinging his arms around like a fucking idiot. Like he's tossing kids around, not giving a shit. Like all these little kids are falling over and everything.
Definitely wasn't me.
Yeah. So then like my buddy is just sizing him up. I'm like, oh, I know what's coming now. So like the guy comes around, my buddy's waiting, and at the last second, my buddy uppercuts the guy right in the fucking jaw, sends him flying. And I was like, holy shit. Like, and then he comes back after. He's like, all right, I feel better. Like, let's just stand here on the side and just fucking enjoy the rest of the show. And I'm like, remind me never to piss you off. Like, but yeah, no, it's pits up in Mass are like so much more brutal. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about people in Massachusetts or anything, but y'all, you gotta calm the fuck down.
There is an unspoken code to pits that a lot of people don't understand. And for the audio listeners, all I'm going to say is that you're going to see a bunch of people that are right on the outskirts of the pit. And most of them, when shit's getting too close, they put their fist out. And that fist is when somebody is swinging. If you have a halfway decent guy that's in the pit doing enjoying the swing pit, as soon as he feels that clap on his hand where he hit your fist, he's going to stop and move on towards the center of the pit. The pits are not – I've seen a couple pits out of control, but most of the pits that I've seen have not been that bad. So if you're thinking about going out to a metal show, you can always ask somebody, because everybody there is always willing to tell you the pit is about here. This is a pretty safe spot. There's dozens of people at the Webster that have always, like when I first started going there, I didn't know where, back when the floor was still caving in, people will tell you this is a pretty safe zone. This is a pretty not safe zone,
Right.
Don't let that be the thing that deters you from going to a show.
I'm just too old for that shit now. You know what I mean?
I can't mosh. I think I mosh once a year, and that's if I'm going to go see the boys play.
If I do
Outside of
it, I'm getting fucked up. Like there's no question. Like I won't be I won't be able to move after for at least a week.
Mostly when we're younger. Hey, I got a question for Josh.
What up, man?
So I don't know you personally, but I've obviously streamed with you a lot, played games with you a lot, stuff like that. You're a completely different personality on stage.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, different night and day. So did you ever have to deal with any, assholes or anything like that where you've actually had to be like, dude, I got the mic?
No.
No.
I'm 6'3", almost 350, 370 pounds, somewhere in between there on any
I'd
given
love to
day.
see somebody try.
Yeah. I'm a mixed martial artist. Yeah. I'm not the one. That being said, like it's been done, I'm sure. Like I've always had everybody. So the big thing with being somebody my size is there's always going to be that one asshole who wants to test you, wants to test how strong he is or how much of a bro he is or whatever the fuck. And he's going to try and he's going to say something. I've been punched in the face at a bar and I laughed at the kid directly into his face. He sucker punched me. I just looked at him and laughed. And he was so
That was the last thing he ever saw, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I you know what happened? I bought the kid a beer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, because I told him dead ass. I'm like, bro, you just sucker punched me. You sucker punched me, and I'm still sitting here. What do you think is gonna happen if I actually give a fuck?
His head will explode like one of those Gallagher shows.
We'll just just send him across the room like I did Doug.
Was he super pale after that? Like just
He was, him and all of it, him and his boys, they all looked like, dude, you can't. He wasn't watching you when you fucking did nothing to him.
Yeah.
If you actually like swing at this kid, he could really hurt you.
If the kid was intoxicated, go ahead.
I'm just picturing Josh folding this kid up like a fucking love note.
I was gonna say, if the kid was intoxicated, he probably sobered up really fucking quickly.
Oh, yeah.
When he saw that.
With his asshole slammed shut, he's like, ah.
Josh
Clean
can take
sober.
a person like that and just be like, "You're like a paper ball."
Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm also like a really weird, like my onstage personality is the way it is because, that's how I feel about my music. That's how the music to me, that's what it dictates. And I'm very passionate about that stuff. So that's what drives that to me. I also can't be that person all the time. If I'm that person all the time, then I'm fighting everybody every other day. So I have to kind of be mindful of like the whole on-stage persona versus what is who I actually am versus all that stuff. I have to really think about it.
Yeah, that's another thing that
cautious.
people don't get is when we're on stage, we're performers.
Yeah.
And, we do wild shit because we're performing. We're giving you a show. And so when the show's over, we're happy to talk and we're happy to engage with people. But sometimes people try to take it too far. They expect that we're that same person on stage. And not often. It's not often, but it happens. People, and you got to kind of give them a reality check and be like, me, I'm a dad. I got a family. And
right.
when I'm on stage, I'm a completely different person.
There's somebody in the scene who's going to remain nameless, but this one person has been like super creepy and stalkerish to a lot of bands in the scene, including myself and a few of my friends. But when you have somebody like that that's always in your space, always like hitting you up, hitting up your personal emails or your personal accounts, or just trying to get a hold of you and stuff, like you got to cut people like that off. Like you said, like we could be super nice and outgoing at shows, but that's how we have to be because we're trying to promote ourselves, we're trying to get out there and be seen more, and we have to be, you know what I mean? It's that's how you go, and that's how you get anywhere. But I mean, if you we're also people at the end of the day too. And if like this one person I literally haven't talked to in years because I had to block them on social media, ban them from every page.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, ban them from every page. Yeah.
I knew in the first sentence.
Yeah. And this person still doesn't understand to this day like what they did wrong, and it's you need to you need a reality check and you need help because
Doug can even tell you about like our friend who used to run the room. His name is Vern.
Love Vern.
I'm super intense. I'm super intense on stage because, like I said, our music is intense. Our music is social and political. It's about civil unrest. So I have to be the voice of civil unrest. So I have to be that.
Yep.
So when I'm on stage, I am fucking intense. I am fucking in your face, and I am loud, and I'm boisterous, and I'm right there at you. I'm angry looking. I'm every bit of the size that I am, and I look like an angry son of a bitch. Vern thought that's who I really was. Vern goes up to Doug, and Doug can speak on it, but Vern goes up to Doug and is like, dude, what's wrong with your singer? Why is he so angry? And Doug's just like, Josh?
He's a
gotta
teddy
remember,
bear.
Too, well, you got to remember, too, that Josh is a very monotone person. The only time he has any type of change in energy is if he's watching Seven Dust or if John and I have told dad jokes. This is the only times that all of a sudden he gets animated. But he'll talk to every person that same monotone, like, hey, man, what's up? What do you need? Yeah, I got you. Let me talk to them. No big deal. And some people take that as like he's a very whatever non-interactive person, but that's just he talks at that level, at that tone all the time for most of the time. So yeah, Vern was just like, oh, I'm kind of concerned to approach him. He seemed a little angry, and I'm like, wait, the same guy I just took an hour card ride with? Are you sure? Like, I mean, he's mad at a lot of things, but it's not usually music people.
It's not usually people.
It's usually like
And
groups
if they
of
are, they're
people.
politicians.
Yeah.
Weird.
So why don't we get off the subject about music for a little bit? Let's talk about some other stuff that we got going on because we're at an hour right now.
Hour
and
5 and 03 seconds.
Yeah, I'm at a little bit more than that, but I don't mind going for a little while longer. But
It's up to you. It's your show.
So we do a lot of gaming together too. You know, we've done everything from like Jackbox to Cards Against Humanity to fighting games.
Don't you dare say Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Inferior versions of Minecraft.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's a lot of fun. But I mean, you know, what's everybody been playing these days? I just started Ghost of Tsushima. I can't.
I've been
pronounce
thinking
it.
watching that stream.
I'm specifically not watching these streamers. Everybody says how good that game is, and I'm like,
It's literally Red Dead
It's great.
Redemption, but in samurai form.
Right. That's why
Oh.
I can't watch you play it. Like, I'll host you, I'll do whatever. I can't watch you play it. My big thing is like Madden's coming out in 2 weeks, and I'm a top 100 Madden player, so that's the game I'm gonna buy. And
Yeah.
so,
Boy, if you don't get on them tournaments this year as a top 100, you better get your ass out there, man.
I agree.
Look,
problem
we're all
is
doing streaming.
there's no local tournaments. The closest tournament is New York City, and they only do once a year, and the registration is gone in like an hour. It's not even the top New York players. It's whoever the fuck gets online first and happens to sign up. It's like Comic-Con. Like, it's a shit show.
Guess you got
so if
59
you actually
minutes
got
to get
in, then you'd probably
Yeah.
kill.
If I get in, I'll be great.
All right, next time that comes around, let us all know. We'll all
Yeah, we'll all sign up.
Everybody sign up as Josh. There you go.
All of us are FTM Josh. Fear Josh.
No,
I'll
better yet,
just create an account and just give it to you. It's like,
Right.
This is Josh.
we'll
But
all
yeah, man,
get in,
100% I
we'll
want to
actually
get
go. We'll
Ghost.
be like, hey, sorry, Josh. And we'll be like, how do we play this?
How do I? What's the X button do?
I'm also really curious about Marvel's Avengers because like a lot of it looks okay, and it's multiplayer too apparently for online. So
That was a really weird. A lot of it looks okay.
yeah, I mean, it's
They updated
And
the
for you-
graphics.
for
The
you
last
guys
trailer.
being-
The
Yeah,
last
I mean,
trailer
I'm-
looked good.
I mean, I love the Avengers, but I mean, like,
Right.
like what people couldn't get over was the faces, and what people need to
Right.
understand is Crystal Dynamics can't use the legit faces of like Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. because guess what? They got to pay royalties for that.
Right,
So,
right.
and that's what people don't understand. They're like, oh, they look like shit, and I'm like, well, they're kind of supposed to because like
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
they're like a weird cross between the actors' faces and like the comic faces. So it's,
yeah.
they're weird looking. They don't look even like human. I
Yeah.
think that's what made it weird for me is they don't even look like people.
I think what
The
I'm
last
trying.
trailer was good though.
Yeah,
Last trailer was
the
good.
beta's out. The beta looks really good.
Oh, is
Yeah, the beta's out if you pre-ordered it. So it's kind of like thinking maybe that's where my next paycheck's gonna go. But yeah, no, like Nolan North is voicing Tony Stark. Troy Baker is Bruce Banner. So that's pretty dope.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, and they got the same guy who's played Thor like in every goddamn animated thing. He's voicing Thor again in the video game, but it looks good so far. And I just found out that Sony is putting Spider-Man in it for the PS4, so maybe they might do something for the Xbox version. I don't know, but he won't be available on Xbox.
Right.
Speaking of Troy Baker, I think I'm one of the only people that really enjoyed Last of Us 2.
Don't give me spoilers.
No spoilers. No,
I'm like
but you won't.
8 hours into the playthrough right now.
Oh, are you? So a lot of people complain about the ending. That's all I'll say. But what I will say is the you can tell, and I knew this as soon as I shouldn't say I knew it. I just felt it. It felt like the writers decided to treat it like their, I don't know if I would say masterpiece, but like writing a good story. And not all good stories have the big, hey, everybody's happy ending kind of thing. So, and I think that's what pissed a lot of people off. They're like, we want, this big happy ending, and then just that's how it goes. And so
It got the Mass Effect 3 ending.
No.
and,
Nothing got the Mass Effect 3
no.
ending.
Anyway,
I'm
I
not
like
talking
that. Of
about
course,
Maybe the last Blink 182
Yeah.
album got the last Mass Effect
That's
3.
funny.
I'm surprised you haven't. If you're into it, I'm surprised you're not that far into it yet.
No, I'm watching somebody else do the playthrough because I don't own the
fine.
game, but
fine.
I'm watching them do. Actually, I was listening to it on the drive up to New Hampshire and listening to it on the drive back to New Hampshire, so I got about 2 free episodes in.
So,
which are about 2 hours long.
without ruining anything for any viewers, although they should have seen this by now, but without ruining for any viewers, have you seen the big thing that happens? It's only like 5-10% into the game.
I'm so
I
far behind
don't
on The
yet
Last of
believe
Us.
it's real. Like I wanted to. I keep hearing certain words that force it to be real, but I don't want to believe it that it's real.
But have you come to that part yet in your playthrough?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm far beyond that.
Yeah, because that's in the very, very beginning. But it's a long game. You could tell this is a AAA game. It's a long game. Even if you watch a
Good.
playthrough online, it's probably like, I don't know, 40 hours. I have no idea, but it's
Their last one was 2013, I think it was. I think it was 7 years ago, and that game still to this day was one of the few games that really ripped apart my heart. Like
Are you kidding?
that I remember
Pussies.
feeling in the first hour and a half. Shut the fuck up. That I literally just felt.
It's I think I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's something like the 15-minute mark. And yeah, my daughter's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm okay." What?
Daddy just got some
I
Garlic
just ate a
in his eye.
delicious
allergies.
bacon burger.
little allergies. I'm sorry.
Mom, you just made me a
Chopping
burger.
onions, leave me alone.
And if you ever watch any interviews with the actors, they said that even when they play or watch any playthroughs of it, they're the same reaction every time. It's an excellent game. If anybody hasn't played that game, Last of Us, the original Last of Us, or even the remake of it, which is just you haven't?
I'm not into horror games, dude. Like
Not a horror game.
yeah,
not a
I-
horror game.
I love
It's more
horror.
of a story.
I love the horror franchise in general. Like I can sit there and watch horror movies and not get like affected or anything.
I wouldn't put this in horror. I wouldn't even put this in jump scare.
I don't like
This
jump
is-
scares. I hate jump scares. It's not a jump scare.
Honestly, AJ, you might actually like this one.
Yeah,
If you
Yeah.
liked Mass Effect, or if you liked any type of like deep rooted story that
It's very
Genuinely-
it's a story driven
Very
game.
story-driven.
it's very story driven.
maybe I'll give it a chance. Because a friend
not a
of
jump
mine
scare.
let me borrow it, and I just never fucking played it. I just
Well,
ended up
obviously
giving
at
it
this
back.
point, get the remade one or whatever. It's the same
Platinum
game, same
edition.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just enhance the graphics, but
Very good story. Like
All right.
oh man, just be prepared though. In the first 15 minutes, have some tissues ready.
I saw like
I mean,
the opener. Like I know what happens to his daughter, but like after that, I just kind of like fell off. So,
Yeah.
but
You emotionless bastard.
you motherfucker.
Sadist.
And then they
Yeah,
made a
really.
DLC, which was really good.
Yeah.
I
Same
care
thing.
so
I mean,
much
if you don't
about
want to play, you can watch it play through.
AJ's the
Hair-
guy that leaves the last, like the Swiss cake roll box in the cabinet empty. Like he takes the last one or like the last fudge round or the last like
Puts a box-
cookie out of the Oreo. Yeah. And he puts it back. He's that guy.
AJ seems like you would like fudge rounds.
I don't know what way to take that. That just
I don't
came up really bad. So.
It sounds funny.
Dude, honestly, like I haven't touched any like legit like getting off that shit. But I mean, like I haven't touched any like sweets in a while. Like I'm proud of myself. I lost 15 pounds already. So
Good for
Nice
you,
job.
man. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Nice, man.
I
I
ate
was
like
down
shit
about
today
3.
though. But
Yeah, I was down about 3 pounds this weekend until I played a show and I realized, oh, you fat fuck.
So
And
how does
I'm on a
everybody
one.
feel about the new consoles coming out?
Mm.
You mean the Wi-Fi router? The one that literally looks like Kaiba.
I was just gonna say that somebody
Oh,
threw
dude.
fucking Kaiba's head on top of the PS5, and I almost
It's
fucking
so
lost it.
funny.
I
The
gotta be
memes are
honest,
great for
as
both
far
of them. The memes are fucking excellent.
as far as performance, like I think we're reaching the pinnacle of what we can do, period. And the reason I say that is because if you're like a tech junkie, you know that there are 4K TVs, there are 8K TVs that nobody has, but we're making products like the new Xbox and the new PlayStation that can run on these things flawlessly, seamlessly. But in the grand scheme of things, like my computer setup is a 1080 monitor, a 1080 TV, and a 720 TV. I'm still rocking 720, and I got to. So is most of the world, in my opinion. Between 720 and 1080, most people are just sitting at that area. Nobody's touching 4K.
Yeah, I don't have the money to dish out for 4K, to be honest with you.
Well,
Like
it just-
I've got two 1080 monitors, and that's it.
Like I'm glad they're doing it, but I think they're hitting like a 5% market by going that far.
It's
Well,
just
I
not.
think-
Well,
oh,
it's
good.
not really worth it because even most of the stuff doesn't perform at it. So the point of doing it is okay, cool. I have this. I
What's
just
the
spent an
benchmark?
extra $500, and
Yeah.
this game is still at 1080. It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah, what's
going
the
to run at
benchmark?
1080.
especially if you're a content creator too, and you're uploading to YouTube or Twitch or something like that, they're still processing in 1080p. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I'm uploading at 4K.
You can
must
make
load
it
at 4K.
you can
I
make
must-
it 4K, but
yeah,
most people
Most
don't have
people
4K
aren't going to be able to
monitors.
watch it at 4K,
yeah,
so it
exactly.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But those who do,
The benchmark has always been and always will be, in my opinion, 1080-60.
Yeah.
And if you could do it on 4K, you could do it on 8K. You could
Yeah.
do it on.
I think
I just-
1080-60 is the most marketable. I think 1080-120 is the
No.
preferred and still within reason marketable.
I just changed the settings on my Streamlabs and my capture card back up to 1080 because like I went back and watched that last Final Fantasy stream that I played and it looked like shit, like in 720, and I was like, God, the it didn't look this bad when I was playing it. Like, why does it look like shit? Like, you know, from the stream, and I was like, I gotta fix that. But like, you know, go ahead.
Sorry, no.
No, I was just saying, like, I had to fix that, but like, I can't afford 4K or anything like that. Like, I'm not in the market for anything like that, and like, YouTube doesn't even process in 4K. So I mean,
Right. And I mean, half the games, even though they say they're at 60 bits, like they're not.
Upscaled.
Yeah, they're not. They're at 48. Like they're hanging out with somewhere in there.
I
Like-
wanted to. Oh, sorry. I wanted to
ahead,
touch
go
on,
ahead.
on Jeff's question, and I think this generation of consoles is at a crossover and an ending point, because if you look at the estimated price and cost that the Xbox One X and the PS5 are going to be, they're right in the mid-range, the same thing as building your own tower. Except for when I build my own tower, I can put like an RTX in there. I can put a 2060 in there. I can pick and choose what I want to put in that tower. And because the chassis is large enough, I can upgrade. Or let's say I can't go to one of you guys and say, hey, you know, I don't need this much RAM in my Xbox One X. Do you want to trade? Do you want to make a deal? And my
Yeah,
PC, I can
disagree
do
with you.
that.
I disagree with you. And so I know I work with tech all the time, so I geek out on this stuff. And I've always been an Xbox person, mostly because when the first Xbox came out, they kind of changed the game for everyone. But Sony caught up quickly and everything, so nothing wrong with that. But the new Sony PlayStation hardware-wise, they're changing the game. What they've done, and I think you're going to start to see this PC, but what they've done is they kind of taken the Apple approach where they say, we own the hardware, we own the software, the operating system. And so they're working closely with their all the chipset manufacturers, and they're working closely with I don't know, is it NVIDIA or AMD? I'm not sure. Probably AMD. I think they use for the video.
I'll Google it right now.
But here's what they're changing, and by them changing this, and if it works as good as it sounds, everyone, Xbox, everyone, all future consoles stuff are going to change. And what they're they're already doing it, is going to actually make their system, at least on paper, better than a gaming PC. Now let me explain. So I'm going to explain it in the terms that I understand it. I'm not going to pretend to completely.
you might have to dumb it down for somebody like me. So, but
And
go ahead.
well, from what I read, that what they're doing is one of the biggest things we've dealt with consoles and PC gaming is the same thing with RAM. So ROM is your hard drive, or whatever, and it's only so slow. Now you go up to SSD, and it's a lot faster, but it's still really slow. It never compares to RAM, and it has to do with I'm not gonna get into Flash and stuff like that, but it's a different speed. So what you do when you load up a game is you load up scenes, and that's where you get these things where you see them standing in an elevator or whatever, and while it's loading the game off the disk, either a spinning platter or a disk or a spinning platter in a hard drive or then SSD, but it's loading all that up and putting into RAM, and it says, okay, this is as much as we can load. So we can only make this level that you're going into look this good. So what Sony did is they said, how can we change this? This is the way it's been going back all the way to the 70s or whatever. This is the way it's always worked. Let's rethink this. And what they're doing is now they've invented some new way. Again, I'm not going to pretend to understand the technology, but they're inventing they've invented a new way by working with all the manufacturers, the operating system. They're controlling everything. They say as long as everybody and the game maker abides by these rules, we can require this. And what it allows them to do is have no loading time. So
I think you saw
you
that
can
in
have
that.
higher graphics. So let's say Last of Us 2. Those graphics look pretty good. The people from Last of Us 2 said, we could have made those games look better, but we're limited to the hardware limitation.
What was that tech demo that they dropped?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What was that tech demo that they dropped where they showed like there was a developer that was saying, look, like you said, and now that you bring it up, I remember watching this several months ago. The tech developer basically kind of looked like a Tomb Raider kind of game, and they were like, look, we've come up with a way with Sony's technology to analyze multiple more points, and we're able to have the AI analyze those points and render lighting in real time to do these other things in real time that the processing can handle now.
And so it doesn't need to load all this in RAM the way that was explained to me. Now they said it loads as the screen's moving. So think of, again, I like to think of a big scene like in Last of Us 2 near the beginning of the game where they go into, Seattle, and they're looking around and they have this big scenery. What this does is traditionally it loads that whole level into memory, and maybe it'll do different scenes you go into depending on how the developer does it. What this new technology does, it says, no loading. It will load, but on the fly. So as you get to that scene, it instantly loads all that. You turn the camera, it's instantly loading all of that. So now they're saying, oh, wait a minute, we're not limited to like this much RAM. We can do whatever we want. We can make these graphics look as real as real life. Now, granted, some of the hardware is not quite there yet, but they've opened that door. So I think by the next console or by the next gaming, maybe within another 5 or 6 years, we're going to see stuff that's going to be like, holy crap. I think Xbox, everyone else is going to be playing catch up.
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because I did forget about that tech demo where, again, it was like a Tomb Raider deal, but at the end, the girl, like, she gains some sort of mythical power and then she flies down through the whole thing and gets to the portal. And it's like, and it was exactly what he was just talking about was like the way that they analyze everything and the game reacts to itself in real time. And it's like, that's a good point.
For those watching and for everybody here, there is one small downside, at least for the short term, is that Sony was kind of writing all this until the last minute. So by the time they finished the specs and everything, game makers were already making games. So a lot of games that are going to come out with the original PlayStation are not going to have this. They said for now, it's probably going to be some exclusives and things like that.
Which were you looking for? CPU, GPU?
Just the GPU.
The GPU for the Xbox Series X is
that's an RTX. I know that.
You said CPU or GPU?
GPU.
I'm curious about the GPU. I'm curious about the GPU in the Sony.
GPU for Xbox is 12 teraflops, 1.825 gigahertz, RDNA2 versus PS5 is 10.28 teraflops.
Yeah, but who's the manufacturer? That's what I'm curious.
They're not releasing it on Digital Trends, at least.
Oh, well, the Xbox is using their RTX, which is exclusive to NVIDIA, so it'll have ray tracing where the Sony won't. Each is going to have their own pros.
Ray tracing is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
The one thing I will say about updated graphics coming up soon, has anybody Googled Minecraft RTX?
Yeah, I've played it.
That to me blows my mind. I cannot fathom.
Yeah.
Doug, if you have a second monitor, look it up.
No, I already have. It's just funny because
you're used to so long of tidbit that doesn't run on old Java version. Just so you know. Yep, it only
Suck
runs on
it, nerd.
Bedrock.
Oh, it only runs on the shit
Those
version.
listeners,
That's
they don't
great.
know what this is. This is a it's a whole.
So
little
the reason
inside joke here.
the reason I wasn't able to play with the group or with the rest of the cool kids is because I have the superior version.
And we were all playing the free Bedrock
It
version.
was literally because we just didn't want him. We just didn't tell him that.
Yeah, right.
He lied.
Oh
You
man, it was
son
so
of a
fun.
bitch.
It was so funny the other night. Jeff brought it up. He's like, "Oh, let's hop in Minecraft." I'm like pretty much everybody else that plays it is at a show right now, and he's like, "Oh, whoops. All right, let's do something else."
Dude, that was fun. We did,
My thing with that whole like,
I love how you got hooked because like I remember bringing up Minecraft a long time ago, and you're like, "Oh, fuck that! I'm not playing that."
Fuck
shit."
that
Like,
game.
Yeah, and I've
Can
never
I punch
played either.
this tree?
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, like you're actually getting into it. Like every time we play, you're like your chat's like hitting you up like what to do, and you're like, I could tell like how you're getting into it. You're like,
does
"Oh."
well on my stream. So
Well, let me.
But,
well,
like-
I'll download the shit version so I can build wooden fucking mud huts with you pieces of shit.
that a girl.
Well, you could have a mud hut. I have a whole fortress for all of us to share, and like
you
I
should talk about share the link so people can.
oh yeah,
where to find it.
we're getting towards the end right now, so we could probably start plugging stuff.
My
but,
whole thing though is with the whole new consoles. Before we get there, is like I'm all for like improved graphics, improved everything is awesome. It sounds great. It's phenomenal. Blah blah blah. But it always kind of comes down to the same shit at the end, which is like in 5 years, like Jeff was saying, like we're all just gonna be privy to all these great games. And 5 years after like PS2 dropped, like 5 years in, everybody was like, "Yeah, these graphics are what I expect now." Like
Yeah,
games
that's a
don't
good point.
necessarily like blow you away anymore, and it sucks that we get kind of that weird bias to that shit, but we do. So I don't know, like I
Some
just
of my
want
favorites
the,
are like indie games, like 2D platformers and
Right.
stuff.
exactly. I just want the new consoles to be able to perform and allow us to continue to move forward. Like
Mm.
hopefully process internet better, frankly, because
Yeah.
most people play with their friends online. So
And I would love some more cross platforms too. to
yes,
happen,
agreed.
You know,
I agree.
because
100%.
I mean, I have a PS4, I have an Xbox One, and I have a Switch. But I mean, like, there's some games that are only exclusive to PlayStation, which is why I bought a PS4. But you know,
Ratchet and Clank. That's
I
the
was-
whole reason I'm thinking about it.
well, I got it because of Spider-Man because I was like, I'm
Yep.
fucking playing that game.
I got it because of the show.
The show. Oh yeah. And like I was like Xbox for like the longest time before that. But you know, I can't afford to like be like, all right, I'm gonna get a fucking PS5. I'm gonna get a fucking Xbox Series X, blah blah. You know, but I also want to be able to play games with my friends too, like you guys. Like, and it
Right.
seems like Xbox is more user friendly when it comes to that because it's a lot easier to play multiplayer games with friends, and it seems like PlayStation. I don't know. Maybe I just don't have enough experience with playing with friends online with PlayStation, but I've heard a lot of things like, you know, their networks are usually down. It's kind of, they don't really have a whole lot of games that you could play multiplayer with, but
Xbox's gaming team also made a smart decision when they got their new director or CEO, and that was to get the play anywhere mantra out there, to get the PC universe and the Xbox universe playing together much more nicely.
Mhm.
Now I would just like to see Xbox play nicely with cross-platform when it comes to online play. They're getting better with it. Like Power Rangers was a good example. There's a few games out there, Rocket League. You know, there's some games out there that are just like, look, we can play nice together. So let's do it.
I can't record fucking Rocket League. Every time I played Rocket League on fucking stream, like it would look good on stream, but my audio would or my video would fucking crash for some. The footage would get corrupt for some reason. I don't. It's only that game for some reason.
Can I ask you guys a question? One last gaming related thing. I'm part of the xCloud beta program. So I've been able to play Xbox One games on my Android cell phone. I don't know if anybody else is part of that program.
I have an iPhone. I don't think I'm allowed to. So.
Yeah, it's only on Android devices. So, I mean, I signed up a year and a half ago, and I got accepted into the program a year and a half ago, but the program didn't open up until August 4th of this year.
Shit.
And it ends like September 10th. So like this morning I was playing Hellblade on my phone on Wi-Fi, and other games, and I can stream from my console direct to here on Wi-Fi or 4 or 5G. So I didn't know if you guys had experienced it. I just wanted
No.
to give you any inputs or anything. I have some time into it. I think it's a great idea. I'm going to test out 4G and stuff like that, but on Wi-Fi, like playing Hellblade, and they gave Hellblade touch controls, and they're actually not bad. Like they're a lot better than I thought they would be. But I was doing no direct console streaming. I was only streaming from xCloud this morning. I didn't link it to my console. I was like, I want to see how it is when I only stream from the Xbox service. And I was playing Soul Calibur 5 and other games this morning, and it's promising. Their xCloud service drops September 15th for everybody. But I've been beta testing it now as part of that program, and we'll see. But it looks good. I mean, it's another option, at least. Like Jeff was saying, you know, it's another way to push technology or ideas a little bit further.
I agree. And the thing is, I don't know if you realize this, but like you said, they've been working on this for a long time. They weren't just working on it for Android. They had both ready to release, the Android one and the iOS one, and then Apple had to be assholes.
Yep. They backed out of the iOS. I saw that.
Being Apple.
It was all Apple. They said, we want 30% of every game that's on there, and we can't get the money from that. So
Oh, how much? Like they can't be that stupid.
Let's go.
The
I
fuck?
wish I was making that up, my friend.
30%.
Apple's
Bro.
done it. Apple's had issues with so many companies over the year. They almost lost big deals with Audible, with
Oh yeah.
Amazon, all sorts of things, because they were like, well, wait a minute. If you're
What
gonna
an
have,
obnoxious
you're
amount
gonna be
of
selling
money.
books on there, we want 30% of every book sale. And there was a letter that just got leaked recently. This came out a couple days ago from the Tim Cook and somebody else. I forget what the guy's name is, but anyway, it was talking about back then when they were trying to get on there, and they were the letter didn't. I shouldn't say it leaked. It's legally leaked because it's in court and now it's public domain or something like that. But it's about this court case and how they were basically saying in the letter, "Hey, we're going to shut out Amazon book sales or whatever because we want Apple bookstore whatever to be exclusive." So I don't know. It's Apple. They're Apple. They're gonna make. They want everything that's sold.
Hey, you don't get a charger or something in your next iPhone or whatever the hell that debate was. Like,
Dude, like it literally felt like when they switched over to the lightning cable or whatever, like literally like a phone, maybe a phone and two phones later, and then all of a sudden it's USB-C. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
well, next iPhone that comes out, if you want to make phone calls, you got to download the Dial Pad DLC. That's a whole nother thing. It's a subscription-based service.
I disagree with you. I disagree. I've already named my firstborn son Apple, so I have that right off the rip.
what's your second gonna be? Steve Jobs, Savage.
Here's
No, my daughter's gonna be USB.
you have to sell your children's soul immediately when you buy
Once you
an
hit,
Apple
yeah,
product.
when you hit that agree on the fucking thing,
That is
upgrading your iTunes or whatever, fucking hit accept or whatever without
When
reading.
you want your kid to get 1 year older, you're gonna have to pay for it.
birthday DLC.
Yeah.
Or you give them
Birthday
30%.
DLC.
You'll give them 30% of the kid.
Hey, little Bobby, give me your hand. Why? Oh, no reason. Just why hold on, Mike?
30% of the
Mommy,
cake has to
Mommy,
go to
I got
Apple.
I got a gift card for $50. Apple goes, they didn't.
No.
Hey, that
Oh, you talked about.
Or better yet, you don't have to give him my hand, Daddy. I have a gift card.
I
I
got a
volunteer as
birthday
tribute.
gift card. Grandma bought it for me last year. I get to get 1 year older.
You're talking about Audible, just real quick. I know I talked about it on stream last night, but if you guys haven't checked out the Sandman on Audible, you guys need to get that. Holy fuck, that is a really, really good Audible.
Yeah, he told
throw
me
it, throw
to
it in the
pick
group
that
chat
up.
because I probably missed it.
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna pick that
it's
up for
so good. It's literally like a ton of the old Sandman comic books from Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman is narrating it. James McAvoy is the voice of the Sandman, Morpheus. Kat Dennings is in it. She plays Death. Oh my God, Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is in it too, and he plays a character. I was like, holy fuck! And like just the production itself, it's like, you get Audible and you listen to an audiobook, it's just straight up like some dude just reading the whole time. But like, this one, you got sound effects, you got music, you got all this production. It reminds me so much of like a classic like old radio show or something. It was
Nice,
just like
dude.
it was so fucking good. Like I felt so immersed in the whole thing. definitely check that out.
Cool. Will
So, but yeah, we gotta wrap it up here. We're at an hour and a half already. Why don't we start plugs? We got the guys from Fear the Masses here. We've talked on previous episodes that they dropped a new track called Tipping Point, which is on their Bandcamp. Definitely check it out, but make sure to check them out on Facebook and Instagram and all that other stuff. But anything else you guys want to add before you plug your Twitch channels, please?
Yeah, just real quick question. You said start our plugs now. I've been wearing mine the whole time. Were we
That's
not
it.
supposed to?
Josh, this is what I was talking about earlier about the dad jokes and stuff.
That's what you were talking about? I've been talking to you about it for about 11 years, Douglas.
Doug is
No.
flipping off Josh.
All things considered,
Here's the story. Oh no, other way. Go fuck yourself.
all things considered, though, first and foremost, I'd like to personally say, AJ, thank you for having us, having me, and having the rest of the band on the stream. I know I speak on behalf of them.
Well, I gotta get you. I gotta get you on a single episode because I haven't had you on as a single guest yet.
That'll be the shortest, most monotone bullshit episode you ever heard.
Maybe we'll save it for Patreon.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. You want people to pay to listen to me? Dude, my stage name is Get the Fuck Off Stage.
But go
Hurry
ahead.
up.
I'm sorry.
That's what we
didn't-
call him. Hurry up.
But no, all things considered, no, that's me in the bed. All things considered, I really just want to say thank you for having us on stream, and thank you for
Absolutely.
inviting me and Doug and Josh and Jeff, and I really appreciate, the one thing about, and I had this conversation with Doug and Josh, and it won't take very long, but we do a lot as a band. We play a lot of shows, we play a lot of video games and this, that, and the other. But one of the things that I've noticed recently that I've been having a lot of fun outside of the band is streaming with you guys. And AJ, you were the final push for me to figure out why the fuck I can't get two screens to work at the same time. For fucking years. Turns out it was just a bad pin in my
Oh, you're looking
my
to the wrong.
laptop.
You're looking to the wrong guy, man. Because
But-
it literally took me like 5 hours to diagnose that problem one night.
But when I came over to your house and you started streaming and you had two screens, I'm like, dude, that looks like fun. I know I can do that. I've got the face for radio. Fuck, I could do this. But you kind of helped push me into that. And one of the things that I mentioned to Josh and Doug was that I'm really having a lot of fun racing to 50 followers or racing to get more views or
racing to get affiliate. Nice.
Yeah, like I have I've got over 60 hours streamed, and I've got like
How's Gauntlet
27
coming out for you?
Not fucking well. That game is a face
Your first
grind.
sub.
So my first Twitch Prime sub is going to be somebody who follows me now, and he said, if you can beat the game on hard mode, I'll give you my Twitch Prime sub every month. I'm like, fuck, it's so hard. But I've been having a lot of fun, not competing with, but friendly competitions with Doug and Josh and you. With our stream numbers. Like I had 29 or 32 unique viewers one day, and that was the best stream I ever had. I've met some great
awesome.
people on stream. I've met, a friend of mine, Ashley. I've met, you. I've bonded with you more through streaming than I have through music. And I think it's brought Doug and I closer. I think it's brought Josh and I closer. And that's, I just want to say thank you for having us and for kind of helping open my eyes to, really kind of giving me that one more giant nightmare double foot drop kick over the edge.
Well, I can't take
happen.
all the credit because these two right next to me, Doug and Josh, are the ones that got me started on streaming. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have a Twitch channel. So
And Doug said the same thing. If you're going to be playing video games, dude, you might as well stream it.
You
Why
might
not?
as well.
Yeah. That's what Josh
Hurt.
told me too. They said the same thing. I was doing videos for YouTube. I mean, I did one with Jeff. We played Fortnite, and I still have that video, and it was honestly like the funniest fucking footage I still
Forgot all
have.
about that. Did you ever post that?
Yeah, no, it's online. I'll send it to you later.
When was that?
Oh God, this was so long ago when everybody was like, "Oh my God, Fortnite," and I fucking hated Fortnite.
We did some
But,
stupid shit.
Yeah, we did. I think Doug was in that video too. It was like I edited like 2 sessions together, but yeah, no, I remember like
I was
It
probably
was-
taking all
it
the
was
the
bullets.
one that
It was
if it
during
was
the-
the one that I was on. That shit was hilarious.
I think that was a different one, but yeah, no, it was during the inexperienced 30-year-old gamer days for the
Yeah.
league's podcast or the league podcast. But yeah, no, I just remember like talking about getting on Twitch and like talking with Doug and Josh about it, and Josh was like, yeah, dude, just fucking stream if you're gonna play video games and just archive that shit. I'm
Gee,
like, yeah,
Josh, that sounds familiar.
Well, it's just easier for him because he was doing it. So the big reason I said that to him was he was making these videos for YouTube, and it was like, dude, if you're streaming on Twitch, you can just you download your Twitch
Yeah.
stream,
Mhm.
and you just cut them up and put them
Yeah.
right on YouTube. I'm like, it's easier. Plus, now you can also have a live audience as well.
Yep.
I gotta get back with my YouTube channel because like with the best advice that I got from a actual like professional streamer was that when you're not streaming, your channel is dead. Nobody is tuning
Right.
into nobody tuning
remembers
into
you.
yeah,
Yep.
well, nobody tunes into your channel to check out previous videos because
Very
it's not-
rarely,
yeah, they're not doing that. You need to be posting to YouTube and archive that stuff to gain more potential viewers on your Twitch channel. So that's what I've been trying to do. I stopped during Final Fantasy because I got a copyright strike for the music within the game. So, but I gotta, yeah, it's fucking stupid. But like, I'm so done with YouTube, but I can't. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right,
it's
right.
it's a necessary
it's
evil.
part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Need that 1,000th of a penny. God damn it.
Yes.
yeah.
But yeah, we're getting to the end of the show here.
Yeah.
Let's just-
Savage, what is your Twitch channel?
So my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/savage132151. You can also find me on Instagram.
write that down, everybody listening, just so you remember.
You can also find me on Instagram at savage_drumming, or I respond to a lot of the messages on the Fear the Masses Instagram, fear_the_masses on Instagram.
Jeff, do you have a Twitch channel, right?
No.
No,
Get
I thought-
on that shit.
And it's funny because I've
Yeah.
taught people how to use OBS over the years and Twitch because I get all that stuff. And everybody keeps telling me, you should stream. I'm like, maybe. You know what? Maybe next time we talk, I'll have a channel. I'll have,
Have something going on.
Yo, if this fucker beats me to affiliate, I'm gonna be pissed.
That's it.
There you go.
Whoa.
There you go.
Motivation.
There you go.
You beat, listen, you beat me
I
to
know.
affiliate, I'll give you $50.
I know why he wants
You
to
heard it here
stream every
first.
day. I know why he wants to stream because he wants those fucking bacon burgers that he just had earlier.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I got another
how you
meeting.
brought that around.
But Jeff, where can everybody find you?
I don't really do social media anymore. I
right
know.
where he's sitting.
Well, okay.
Twitter account I haven't used in probably 12 years.
All right. Well, if
What's
you're
your
in,
AOL Instant Messenger name?
if we ever get to play shows again, whenever the fuck that happens, check out Jimmy and the Hat Tricks. So and the Path. Josh,
Let Doug go.
let Doug go. Okay, Doug.
Let Doug go.
As Savage said before, please check out Fear the Masses. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody who checks it out. We are on all social media platforms, Fear the Masses. We're on Spotify. We're on all different music platforms. My personal stuff, mainly I'm 99% a Soul Calibur 6 streamer. I play competitively. You can find me at Twitch TV /Clumduddle, CLUMDUDDLE.
Just remember to put the L in there because
Yeah,
cum duddle is something else.
a lot of times I get Clumdoodle and Clumdoddle.
Yo, somebody
Whole
on my
different
stream
website.
thought you were cum daddy.
I've gotten that. Yep.
Oh, you should totally own that.
For a while, I was Cum Puddle, like you
Yeah,
name it.
this all
So,
makes sense.
But
my
yeah,
God.
if you're on Facebook, any Soul Calibur group I'm in, any metal group I'm in, I'm on Twitter as FTM Doug and Clumduddle. Like they're two sub names. You can find them both in the same account. Yeah, just I'm a big fan of Soul Calibur 6 and big ups to the whole community. Big ups to my boy. This is his custom hat, X Flash. He's a Killer Instinct player. He's like one of the best saber wolves out there. Rocking his merch tonight. I told him I would always rock his merch on stream. So
Nice.
big ups to him. Good dude. Good player. And that's it. Thanks.
And don't forget, you can always find a lot of us if anyone happens to come through Connecticut or Mass or any of this local area. A lot of us are always going out. If we're not playing, we're seeing bands all the time.
Truth.
Or you can tune into one of our streams. We're most
I
likely
was
playing
just-
together.
I was just going to say that probably the easiest and biggest way to find us is to check out AJ's content
Yeah.
Find
Yeah,
us
we're
on
almost
Twitch.
always there.
Yeah.
some way or another.
Sometimes by force.
Unless it's Minecraft, in which case I'm never fucking there.
I'll let it go.
Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm simple. I'm FTM Josh because Fear the Masses Josh, FTM Josh. It's real simple. That's on Twitch. My Twitter is just
Something.
I don't like social media, bro. Like I just don't. Like I'm not getting on dry.
Just follow him on Twitch.
Find me on Twitch. It's
And,
just
and
way
download
easier.
and download Tipping Point on Bandcamp.
Yeah, go to Bandcamp. It's fearthemasses.bandcamp.com. Real simple. And that's it, man. Look forward to the new album coming out hopefully early next year. Unless some sort of goddamn miracle happens, and then it'll be late this year.
Well, let's
But
hope
realistically not.
let's hope Pfizer's vaccine actually works. So
Yeah,
we'll know
let's
for
hope
another
Pfizer
6
doesn't
months.
charge people $700 a fucking
Well,
shot.
I've got stocks in Pfizer, so I'm hoping that
They charge $700 a shot. Yeah,
I told you. I told
fucking
you about him.
real capitalist over there. Right? Real piece
Listen,
of
I
shit.
want to get the fuck out of my tiny ass
It's a real
apartment, so
piece
I
of
mean,
shit over here, huh?
Told you. This is the guy who didn't cry during The Lion King.
Mhm.
on that note,
Look where you are now.
on that note, no, I did cry during that movie.
Bullshit.
Oh,
I want pictures or it didn't happen.
let me just go back to my fucking childhood and get right on that.
Grind your face right in the DVD cover.
Polaroid. Hold on, Doug. I got you. It's developing.
Thank you, AJ.
All right.
Thank you so much for having us, man.
All right, hang on. The show's not over until I finish plugging. Okay, so.
But your hair?
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get notified every time we drop a new video. Please follow the show and subscribe on Spotify, on Apple, on Google, or wherever you guys get your podcasts from. We're pretty much available on all the major podcast networks. Be sure to like us on Facebook to stay up to date with everything going on with the podcast. Email us at roadtotravelpodcast@gmail.com. If you guys got stories, want to let us know how I'm doing or whatever, be sure to email me there. And please, when you do subscribe to us, please leave a rating. Please leave a review. It helps us get noticed by more potential viewers and listeners in a sea of billions of other podcasts. Please, 5-star rating if you can. No big deal if not, but leave us a comment too. I'll be sure to read it on the show. Check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/JRBuckleGaming or on YouTube. I will be working that up again, hopefully sometime in the near future. But definitely check out the Twitch channel and check out my portfolio at www.alanmpelletierjr.com. Hit me up if you guys need any commission work for logo designs, portrait designs, lyric videos, whatever you need. I actually just talked to Brian Almeida, who was a previous guest on the podcast. He's got a bunch of projects lined up down the pipeline, and he was actually hitting me up for some video work. So we're still working out the details on what exactly he wants to do, but it's not going to be for a little while. But that will be down the pipeline for me as well. So be sure to check that out when it's done. Guys, this was awesome. I definitely want to do this again. Maybe
Thanks.
maybe like once a month or something, or once every couple of months or something, do a roundtable. I think this was a lot of fun. Nice change of pace from the format of the show is to get to know my friends better and everything like that, and it gets a little serious at times too.
You
But,
okay, Jeff? He's looking at the camera like he's gonna murder us.
No. My
I
man's,
happen to glance down at his square, and he's like this. He's like,
dude. No, he's looking at one of us like, which one of you's gonna be my bitch and make my next burger?
sorry.
but
I got scared. See?
but basically, that's been kind of the general format of the show, and it's nice to like loosen up and joke around and have fun, because it's not always it's not always serious. You know what I mean? We like to laugh and have fun and tell life stories and stuff like that too. So that's basically what the podcast is. So thank you guys for joining me on this. This was a lot of fun. Let's do this again sometime. All right?
Yeah, thanks,
Sounds
dude.
like fun.
Got it, man.
All right.